Okay, we've all been here. You just finished a document, you upload it to the shared drive for your team, and you think, great, done. You move on with your day. And the system gives you that nice, clear confirmation right on the screen, upload complete. So your part is done. The file is in the system. Simple. But a few minutes later, you get that message from a colleague, hey, I don't see the file. So what's going on? This is the exact mystery we're digging into. Why does software tell you something is finished, when for everybody else, it's like it never happened? Let's start with our expectation, because it's pretty simple. It's based on how the physical world works. We imagine a shared folder is kind of like a shared box. You put something in, and, well, it's there. We picture this really direct path. The file leaves our computer, it lands in one central shared folder, and from there, it's instantly available for our colleague to see. It just feels like it should be a single, one-step process. And then, the mismatch. That simple message, I don't see it, it creates a total disconnect. The software said one thing, but your team is experiencing something completely different. It makes you feel like the system is broken, or that it just lied to you. But this mismatch isn't an error. It happens because your file goes on a hidden journey, one that's a lot more complex than just putting an object in a box. And here's the absolute key to understanding this. The cloud is not one single place. It's not a giant hard drive floating in the sky. It's actually a huge network of many different computers, or servers, often in totally different physical locations. The technical term you'll see for this is a system of distributed resources. All that really means is your data is spread out across multiple computers on purpose. The system is designed to look and feel like one thing, but behind the scenes, it's really many.
So that upload complete message, it has a very specific meaning. It only confirms that your file has safely arrived at the first stop on its journey, the very first server in that huge network. But the file isn't meant to just stay on that one server. Its journey is far from over. Now, the system has to do its most important job. The system kicks off a process called file synchronization. It starts making copies of your file and then sending those copies out to many of the other servers in its network. And this is the source of the confusion. When your colleague tries to access that folder, their computer might be connecting to a completely different server, one that hasn't received its copy of the file yet. So for them, the file simply isn't there. Now, this whole process is a deliberate design choice. The entire system is built on a really important trade-off, a balance between what we want in the moment and what the system needs to guarantee. Our priority as users is immediate access. We want that instant sharing. But the system's number one, non-negotiable priority is data safety. It is designed, above all else, to never, ever lose your file. The system achieves this safety through two main ideas: redundancy, which just means making multiple copies, and distribution, which means spreading those copies across different locations. This makes the system fault-tolerant. If one server goes down, no problem. Your file is safe on another one. In fact, technical documentation describes this as being highly durable. The system creates and verifies these copies constantly to protect your data against pretty much any kind of hardware failure. And that is the trade-off. The time it takes for the system to make, send, and verify all of those protective copies, that is the exact delay that you and your colleague are experiencing. So with that in mind, the original confusion starts to make a whole lot more sense. The software wasn't broken, and it definitely wasn't lying. That upload successful message was totally true, but it was a personal confirmation just for you, the uploader. It meant your part of the job was finished. The system was basically communicating, I have received your file, it's my responsibility now, and I guarantee it is safe. It just hadn't yet promised that it was available everywhere, to everyone, instantly. Our intuition really fails us here because we're thinking about a physical object in a single location. Our brains are just wired for a world of boxes and shelves. But the software is operating on a totally different principle. It's not a single box, it's a whole network of copies, all working together to prioritize safety above everything else. So that gap between the success message and what your team actually sees, it isn't a failure. That brief, frustrating moment of invisibility is actually the system doing its most important job, making your data durable by copying it across its network. That small delay is the price we pay for permanence. This explains why the software behaved that way.